Om Swastiastu. Hi everyone!
We are from
Kirtiga Trisma.
Before we start our video, we're going to introduce ourselves.
I am Putu Mirah Subagia Putri.
I'm Kadek Indira Maheswari.
I'm Anak Veda Nandana.
I am Gede Ramalinggam Dharmarupa Natanegara.
I am Putu Saraswati Maharani Devi Dasi.
I'm Imade Andipa Yuda Mradangga. What?
Along with the times, the use of household items is increasing, especially those that use plastic as a basic material. Plastic also has a disadvantage, namely that it's difficult to decompose in environment, which is bad for health and the environment. Currently, the government is promoting plastic reduction measures. This has been implemented by several local governments, such as in Bali. The prohibition of plastic use in Bali Governor Regulation Number 97/2018 concerning the limitation of single-use plastic waste incidents, such as plastic straws. Plastic straws are only used once but can take years to break down. Therefore, it is necessary to have an alternative solution in the form of biodegradable straw.
The production of biodegradable straw requires stretch ingredients such as Tofu Dregs. Tofu Dregs is a byproduct that has not been utilized, which is widely encountered. To improve its characteristic, starch from Tofu Dregs is combined with the supporting ingredients such as carrageenan, which function as a reinforcement, gelling agent, antioxidant, and antibacterial. Sea lettuce contains carrageenan, a natural source of antioxidants as well as antibacterial. Both of these materials have the potential to be utilized considering their abundant availability and good characteristic, so they are combined in the form of Seafu straw.
Research purpose. The purpose of the study is to find out the results of Seafu straw's characteristics based on its physical analysis, thickness, density, elongation, percentage, and based on chemistry, among others, solubility, water absorption, water-vapor transmission rate, biodegradability test.
Sea lettuce carrageenan isolation. The first step was washing sea lettuce until it's clean. Weigh 200 grams and then add 1% acetic acid. Then mash and heat at 70 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Then the filtered liquid is squeezed. The procedure for making Seafu straw. First, the starch and carrageenan are measured. Continue with dissolving CMC or carboxymethyl cellulose until it's homogeneous. Then glycerin, starch, and carrageenan are added at 90 degrees Celsius until it dissolves homogeneously. 70 ml of dough is molded onto a ceramic plate and then dried at 110 degrees Celsius for 120 minutes. After that, it can be removed from the mold. The bioplastic are rolled with the help of a glass stirring rod and then again dried for 15 minutes. Research testing. Seafu straw characteristic test, namely thickness analysis test, density test, elongation percentage test, solubility test, water absorption test, and biodegradability test. Research result. Seafu straw is a bioplastic straw innovation from a combination of Tofu Dregs starch and sea lettuce carrageenan. Seafu straw is a thin, clear baked sheet with a stiff texture and an aroma resembling dried seaweed or nori.
The density test. The density test is carried out to determine the ratio of the bioplastic's mass to the volume of the bioplastic. The results of the bioplastic density test for each P1 to P3 were 0.034 grams per cubic centimeters, 0.026 grams per cubic centimeters, and 0.024 grams per cubic centimeters respectively. Judging from the density value, the difference in starch composition in the three treatments affects the density value of the resulting bioplastic, so that it produces an elastic Seafu straw. The elongation percentage test. The elongation percentage test is the amount of elongation needed for Seafu to break. Elongation is defined as the elongation percentage of the plastic when it is pulled with a certain force until it breaks. Based on the results of the table, the average elongation percentage value of the bioplastic from Tofu Dregs starch and sea lettuce carrageenan used as Seafu straw from P1 to P3 respectively was 26.12%, 30.56%, and 53.33%. When compared with the standard value, minimal 60%, the three Seafu straw treatments have not met the standards for the elongation percentage parameter. Water absorption test. The results of Seafu straw's water absorption test after 10 minutes are shown in the table. Based on the table, it can be seen that the average water absorption value of Seafu straw P1 is 12.8%, which contains the highest amount of starch. Then followed by P2 with 5.8%, and the lowest water absorption was produced by P3 with 3.3%. Water solubility test. Solubility testing is carried out to determine the ability of bioplastics to dissolve in water and to find out how long the bioplastic dissolves in water. From the test results, it is proven that bioplastics can dissolve in water within 24 hours.
Based on the water vapor transmission rate test, the result obtained from the parameters of water vapor transmission rate, the resulting Seafu straw values 0.1467 until 0.1833 grams per day per meter square. So from these parameters, the three treatments in the Seafu straw meet the standard requirements for the value of water vapor transmission rate, maximum 7 grams per day per meter square. Based on the biodegradation test, the results obtains that the bioplastic produced on average decomposed by 7.5% until 30.1%. This value, when converted to perfect degradation time, the Seafu straw will decompose within 16.61 until 66.67 days. Based on this result, it can be stated that the Seafu straw P1 and P2 produced are biodegradable because they can completely decompose in less than 60 days. Based on the thickness analysis test, the results obtained that the Seafu straw is thin with a thickness of only 0.17 mm until 0.60 mm. The three treatments bioplastic in the Seafu straw answered the GIS 2-1707 standard, namely a maximum of 2.5 millimeters.
The conclusion of our research is Seafu straw made from sea lettuce and Tofu Dregs has elastic and thin characteristics with a density of 0.034 grams per cubic centimeters to 0.024 grams per cubic centimeters, a thickness of 0.17 millimeters to 0.60 millimeters, has an elongation percentage of 26.12% to 53.33%, and is able to absorb water as much as 3.3% to 12.8%. Seafu straw can decompose completely in 17 to 67 days.
Researchers hope that the public will further socialize the Seafu straw as a bioplastic straw made from tofu and sea lettuce so that it supports the government's program to reduce synthetic plastics. Other researchers are expected to develop some characterization tests that are needed to support the development of the Seafu straw.
Okay, so that's all from us.
Thank you very much for your attention.
We are from Clear 3 Trisma.
Signing out. Om Santi 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 Om.